Hey guys, Renee Chajo here, and today I'm going to show you how you can get out of debt with a few simple steps. Now, take into consideration that if your spending habits have been horrible for the last few months or even years, and nobody has taught you this, it's going to take a lot of time and effort on your part, but if you follow these steps that I'm going to show you, I can assure you that it's going to help you get rid of debt a lot faster than what you're already doing, just doing your minimum payments. So I want to mention that also that if you have a lot of debt right now that you've been struggling to pay down on, we actually work with a company that helps families cut their debt, reduce the minimum monthly payments, and even reduce the interest rate. So if that's something I can help you with, let me know. It's a very simple process. So just shoot me a message, leave a comment, and make sure you like and share this video to share with your family and friends. You never know who's in debt, who's been struggling, and a video, something simple like this could actually help them quite a bit. So let's begin. First thing you need to do when we're talking about debt is first figure out how much money you're actually making. That's your income. Now, the income we want to look at is what's actually getting deposited every month, which is your net income, not your gross income. That way we're actually looking at the numbers we actually have to play with. So the easiest way to do this, log into your debit card account, checking account, wherever your employer deposits your monthly or bi-weekly check, and add up that to get your monthly income. Next thing we need to look at is our expenses. Now there's two types. There's fixed and there's variable expenses. Fixed expenses is everything we actually need to spend money on to live comfortably. For example, our rent or mortgage payment, our utilities, groceries, gasoline, and maybe a car payment and insurance. Things like that don't change from month to month. They usually stay the same. The other type is your variable expenses. This is everything else we don't necessarily need, such as maybe new clothes every time you get a check, such as maybe a water bottle every time we go to the gas station, and everything else that you spend money on that you don't necessarily need, because at the end of the day, this is where we're going to be able to save money for you to transfer that to pay down your debt, okay? So what's the easiest way to do this and sort this out is go to your checkings account or debit card account and download your most recent statement. All this is either an electronic copy or a paper you get in the mail with your bank account information up top and all your transactions listed for that month. Now, the easiest way to do this, go ahead and read each transaction, and it's going to have a name such as utilities, maybe Exxon if you bought something at the gas station, or maybe like a restaurant name, things like that, and go ahead and sort those out to be your fixed or variable expenses depending on which one's which. Once you have that done, the next thing we need to look at is this simple formula, which is your income that you already grabbed up here minus your fixed expenses. The reason we just want our fixed expenses is because we want to make sure we get all of our monthly living expenses out the door and see how much money we actually have to play with to be able to pay down your debt. So everything we're going to save money on is your variable expenses. The more you can save every month, the more money you're going to have to pay down your debt and actually eliminate your debt a lot faster than what you're currently doing. So let's say that a family in this case is able to save $300 a month from variable expenses. First thing we need to do is a third of this, we're gonna put it away in a savings account. to start building our emergency fund. And 2/3 of this, we're gonna use it to pay down your debt. Okay? So go ahead and do this exercise. If you need to pause the video, go ahead and do that. And just do this split real quick, it's real easy. Next step is we need to look at your debt. Now, with this, I want you to just list every debt you have. For example, let's say you have credit card with a $500 balance, 25% interest, and you have, let's say, $50 minimum monthly payment. So these are the things I want you to list: the name of the debt, your balance, your interest rate, and your monthly minimum payment. Let's say you have another credit card with a $2,000 balance at 15% interest, and you pay $75 a month. Let's say you have another credit card with $3,000, 19% interest, and you pay $75 a month. And maybe you have some student loans, $10,000 balance, 6% interest, and let's say you pay $200 a month. So go ahead and list this out and all the debt you have. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna apply what we call the Snowball Method. In simple terms, first thing you need to do is pick the debt you want to tackle first. So I would personally recommend that you go for the lowest balance, in this case your $500 credit card, because once you clear this debt, it's gonna motivate you. Psychologically speaking, you're gonna say, oh my God, I already got one of the credit cards, I'm gonna go get the next one, and you're just gonna get motivated, you're gonna get pumped when you clear the first debt, especially when you've been struggling to pay debt for a few months or even years. All right, so pick your lowest balance, go ahead and clear that first, and then go on to tackle the next one. So what you need to do is you're gonna apply your monthly payment, but you're also gonna apply how much money you were able to save that month from your variable expenses. So in this case, you're gonna do, if you were able to save $200 that month, you're gonna do a $250 payment to that credit card at the end of the month, instead of just paying your minimum monthly payment. So in 2 months, this debt should be eliminated, right? So you go ahead and start going to the next one. What you're gonna do is you're gonna do the minimum payment for that card plus the minimum payment for your previous credit card plus however much money you were able to save that month. So in this case, you're gonna pay every month, that's $325, right? A month. In a few months, you're gonna be able to clear this debt, and then you go ahead and tackle the next one, which is this balance. Same thing, you're gonna do your minimum monthly payment plus your $50 from your first credit card plus $75 from your second credit card plus however much you were able to save that month. And in this case, you have $200, $350, that's $400 minimum payment to this credit card until you're able to clear it out. And then you go on to the next one, which is your student loans, and you do the same thing. You do the $200 minimum payment plus your $50 minimum payment for your first credit card plus your $75 minimum payment for your second credit card plus your other $75 minimum payment for your third credit card, and anything else you were able to save that month from your variable expenses. So in this case, we're paying $600 a month towards your student loans. And just keep doing this for however many different debts you have: credit cards, loans, personal loans, student loans, whatever it is. If you do this, it's going to help you clear your debt a lot faster. And it's just a very simple method, but take into consideration, like I said at the beginning, that spending habits is what's going to make you successful. So start with the lowest balance, make small changes the first few weeks, first few months, and see how much money you were able to send. I can assure you that if you follow this step by step, it's gonna help you clear your debt a lot faster. Now, remember at the beginning, I said for you to start saving 1/3 of what you were able to save that month towards your emergency fund. The reason is life happens, right? We get into a car accident and then we have to pay a deductible. You get sick and you have to go to a hospital, or you have to lend money to a family member. Life happens, so you have to have a comfortable amount of savings in a separate account that's harder to get the money from. That way, in case there's an emergency in your life, you already have a cushion to grab the money from, okay? Otherwise, if you don't have an emergency fund, and let's say you get in a car accident and you have a $1,000 deductible, then what you're gonna end up doing is, instead of grabbing money from your emergency fund, you're gonna come back to your credit cards or even get another personal loan to be able to pay that, right? So make sure you have an emergency fund. This is very important as well, not just trying to save money on your variable and pay down your debt, but this is what's gonna get you out of that vicious circle where you're just borrowing and borrowing and borrowing money over and over again. All right, I hope this helped. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or if I need to clarify something that I might have said here that was a little bit confusing. But once again, go ahead and like, share the video, leave comments. There's gonna be a link at the bottom where you can actually schedule a free consultation for me to do this exercise with you. If you're a little bit confused or if you're not very good at math, I'll be happy to sit down for you for free and help you come up with a payment plan for your debt. All right, see you on the next one.